Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Citizen channel as we look back at a Champions League quarter-final second leg, don't we? I think we'll take that, won't we? Borussia Dortmund 1, Manchester City 2, making it 4-2 on aggregate, of course, at the Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund. Although they're not allowed to call it that, are they? On Champions League nights, you're not allowed to advertise your clubs or sponsors or stuff like that. So we're going to have a look back at that. A good night, I would say, a good night. I'm not getting overly carried away. I was quite an efficient performance, but more on that in a moment, obviously. Well, a great performance, wasn't it? We're in the semi-finals, but it's only the semi-finals. Let's not get too carried away just yet. We'll have the match analysis, of course, with the match stats, and of course my player ratings and Mr. Bukowski's player ratings of the Manchester Evening News. We'll have our quirky stats, of course, and any conclusions we can make on poor Borussia and ourselves after that. And lots more as we're going through today. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notification. All these vlogs are coming out, as you know, I do all City past and present, lots of City stuff on there, tons of stuff. And you will also see some film and TV stuff as well. So if you're any interest in that, have a look at that. If not, don't worry about it. But there's loads of film and TV stuff, reviews and information. Excuse me. Matt must have been shouting at me PC last night. Lots of information on film and TV as well. So, or if you know someone who might be interested, please point in my direction. Or if you have any City fans, City following friends, friends, whatever, point in my direction as well. I've got some interesting news in just a moment. And please, if you follow me on Facebook or Twitter, do check every 2 or 3 days and follow everyone back on there. So that'd be great. And of course, any comments are always welcome. Lots and lots of comments, I'm sure, after this Dortmund game. So leave your comments. If you haven't got time for a comment, just give us a thumbs up. It's nice to get views. It's nice to get thumbs up. And from Monday, yes, Monday the 19th of April, I had a little test go of it the other day. About 7 or 8 people on at one stage. Heady heights, but I'm hoping for a lot more next week. Join me anytime between 5 and 6:30 p.m. BST time, Monday the 19th of April. I'm going live on YouTube. I ironed out a couple of things. You know, you have to bear with me. It'll be the first one I've done. So please. But it'd be great if you can be out there and join me and pass the word. It'd be fantastic even if you can only get on for a couple of minutes to say hi, just that would be absolutely great. It's funny, I was doing the test the other day. The first person to come on was my wonderful 8 years, 11 months and 1 week old granddaughter came on. So fortunately we had no bad swear words, but I think she was using a mum's login. So there you go. But yeah, please join me on Monday the 19th of April. I'll put reminders around. So spread the word. It'd be great to see and hear from you, or see you in the written comments anyway. So please join me for that anyway. Right, let's get on with this. Right, the match. The officials, referee Carlos del Quero Grande, very posh. Assistant referees is Linos, Juan Carlos Justa Jimenez and Robert Alonso Fernandez, all from Spain, of course. Fourth official, Jose Maria Sanchez Martinez from Spain. VAR, referee Juan Martinez Meneres from Spain. Yeah, it's all Spain. It's usually have a mix-up, don't they? But all Spain today. Assistant VAR was Ricardo de Berjo Bengentegexa, or whatever, something like that. Anyway, from Spain as well. Yeah, lineup seven changes to the main lineup. I think most of those guys are on the bench, weren't they? There's no massive differences, I don't think, in that lineup. Edison, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Zinchenko. He was my wild card for the first leg, wasn't he? I missed out by a leg, unfortunately. Roderick, Gundogan, KDB, Mahrez, Foden, and Bernardo. Sub, Stefan, Trafford, Akit, Laporte, Mendy, Fernet, Cancelo, Sterling, Jesus, Torres and Garcia. Yeah, I got 9 correct on my lineup there, so that wasn't too bad, was it? As I said, Zinchenko was my wild card for the first leg. I thought he'd be in there for that first leg, but he wasn't, obviously, was he? But I was quite happy with getting 9 right, and obviously, I didn't include him over Cancelo this time, but no Fernandinho. That was an interesting one, wasn't it? I thought Ferner might give him the chance, but with him playing the last game, perhaps he was rested. But as it turned out, it wasn't. We didn't particularly miss him, did we? I think he was on a yellow card as well, wasn't he? So perhaps that's have to keep him dry for another time. Pre-match social media talk. Yeah, Sam Lee said Guardiola's passed one test already, avoiding a Twitter meltdown at team news time. He probably did. Cancelo does miss out. Bernardo gets a nod up front unless KDB plays there. Well, yeah, that was pretty fluid, wasn't it? The rest is as you might have expected, which will provide some comfort. JSGC, our wonderful JSGC, at JSGC171. Big game for Zinchenko tonight. Decent team, let's go. Yeah, I thought he'd do okay, actually. Didn't start off very well, but more on that later. Stephen at Stephen McInerney. No surprises there, R.E. Cancelo, in my opinion. Pep literally called him out post-game last time around, and he was poor versus Leeds too. Also said our build-up wasn't good enough, and Zinchenko helps a lot in that. False 9 carrying on too. Overall, that's a very good side. Yeah, you're probably right there, Steve. I think you sort of, as I said, it more or less sort of picked itself. There's only going to be 1 or 2 surprises, wasn't there? So on to the match summation stats. We've got Mr. Phil Banerjee back for his goal descriptions and penalty claim descriptions, etc. today. So, but thank you, Phil. So please check out his Facebook page. He just does some fantastic match reports, and he kindly lets me do these little quotes from his pieces. First 45 minutes, yeah. So 7 minutes, as I said, Zinchenko didn't start very well, did he? A poor ball out. Was finished with a shot from distance. Fortunately, it was straight at Ederson. But yeah, he had 2 or 3 little dodgy touches, I think, Zinchenko, in that first 7, 10, 15 minutes or so. And it was 15 minutes, obviously, when we went behind, wasn't it? We hadn't really had much of a chance at the Dortmund goal, but we'd had a lot of a possession, but it'd been a bit 50-50, hadn't it, at that time? But over to Phil anyway on 15 minutes. Dortmund took the lead in the 15th minute. Haaland beat Stones to a long pass down Dortmund's inside left channel. Yeah, he was a bit sluggish there, wasn't he? And cut the ball back. It's a big unit, Haaland, isn't he? I mean, if he gets goal side, you're in trouble, aren't you? And cut the ball back. The Hood's shot was blocked by Rodri. Did well there. Bellingham transferred the ball from his left foot to his right. He had time to do it before curling a shot into the top right-hand corner. Ederson got a touch, but there's little that he could, as the strike was so well placed by the precocious Bellingham. Yeah, some people say if you get a hand to it, you should save it. No, I mean, he couldn't do much with that. That was the best. I mean, you can get hands to a ball and still not prevent them going in the goal. That's just how it is. It was just one of those things. So there we go, 1-0 down. 18 minutes, a bit more comfortable for Ederson that time, as a Dortmund header from a corner that sort of fell straight to him, even though it looks like it might be goal bound at one stage. 24 minutes, Walker hits that guy at the back of the yellow wall that snuck in, I think, with the shot. I don't know what we're doing. Like Stones last week, you're expecting him to shoot. What we're doing, expecting Walker to shoot. Come on, City, pick yourselves up, mate. Yeah, so we hit row ZZZ of the yellow wall, and the South Bank, is it called? I think, or something like that. Well, that was in London. 25 minutes, a determined KDB wins back the ball on the edge of the box, and his shot hits the bar. Yeah, fantastic. He didn't stop last night, KDB. Not everything worked, but he was a good gritty captain's performance last night. Hit the bar, and under pressure, I thought, could Bernardo could have done a bit better? Probably could have done, but he was like 3 defenders around him, so he didn't get it. He couldn't manage to head it towards goal, could he? Unfortunately, it went wide for a goal kick. 26 minutes, another great chance for City. KDB does well again, but obviously Dortmund managed to block and clear the crossball. Foden does well on 32 minutes to keep a ball in. Remember that? It looks like it was going out. I mean, fantastic by Foden. And Mahrez sort of run into the box, and his shot is blocked by Bellingham. I thought the keeper had saved, but I think it beat the keeper, and Bellingham actually blocked it and sent it out for a corner. 38 minutes, yeah, City pressure from a corner. A bit of head tennis, wasn't it? But Zinchenko's final attempt was he couldn't quite get over it. Was collected quite safely under the bar. No injury time. There you go. So you have a 2-minute VAR check sorry, you have a 2. What do we have? Sorry, you have a minute or minute and a half celebration after a goal scored. Yeah, I'm getting confused. And no injury time. I don't understand the timekeeping in English football, and I certainly don't understand the timekeeping in European football. Because let us face it, at that time, City looks as though we might sneak one. So I was a bit disappointed with that. But anyway, half time 1-0. My little comments I wrote. After about 20 minutes, it was all City, but dogged defending by Dortmund has kept their lead. If we can carry on, surely we'll get a goal, but let's not be stupid. That means don't start pushing up too early to desperately try and get that goal. On to the second half. 51 minutes, as Zinchenko cross turns into a shot, didn't it? Did it take a slight deflection? The keeper does well to tip it over. And over to Phil then for the penalty incident. Yeah, then in the 55th minute, the tie swung back City's way with a City equaliser. Penalty was awarded to City after Can headed a Foden cross onto his outstretched arm. The VAR check was long and drawn out, it certainly was. While he had headed the ball, his arm was stretched out, and on the field the decision stood. Mahrez stepped up I was watching a German stream and I just kept seeing KDB, and then all of a sudden Mahrez was there standing over the ball. I think most City fans' hearts just dropped. It just sort of. But there you go. Riyad Mahrez stepped up and smashed the penalty above the keeper. Yeah, 2/3 of the way up the goal. It was a very well taken, unstoppable spot kick by Mahrez. It was such a relief, as it's fair to say that after his Anfield miss in 2018-19, I don't think the ball's landed yet. There would have been more than a little apprehension. There was a lot of apprehension, never mind a little apprehension. Yeah, Dortmund's heads sort of went down, didn't they? After that, thanks Phil. Anyway, that was Phil again. Dortmund's head went down and City tried to turn the screw. We did, but it didn't stop Dortmund having an odd chance now and then. 58 minutes, KDB finds his route to goal opening. He sort of opened up for him like the tide, wasn't it? Like a tide opening up for that guy. Moses, was it Moses? Yeah, Moses. And he just before did he get fouled? I don't know, but he just sort of, I think he was a bit angry, but he went down and he sort of didn't quite connect properly with it. 60 minutes, yeah, City blocked a rare, and it was a rare Dortmund attacking the rest of the second half. 66 minutes, Gundogan was well wide. 69 minutes, a Hummels header from a corner grazes the bar. Yeah, it looked closer than it was. I don't think it was ever any chance of it going in. 74 minutes, another great KDB run, but just couldn't strike it wide enough for the keeper, did he? He sort of opened himself up to put it to the keeper's left, but obviously the keeper had enough time to actually get a hand to it and save the ball. And then obviously after that, we go back over to Phil, don't we? City put the tie beyond doubt in the 75th minute. Mahrez and Bernardo worked a short corner from the right, and the ball was cut back. Foden smashed a terrific strike of awesome power and pace inside the right-hand post that Hitz could not stop despite getting hand to it. I thought he'd gone wide. I didn't even know he'd gone in the goal. I've not got the greatest eyesight, as you can probably tell, but yeah, I thought, and then when I saw him celebrating, I thought, oh, he's in. There you go. Foden ran off straight to Pep in a celebratory embrace before being joined by his City teammates. Imagine what it'd be like if we get to the final and win it. It was such a joyous moment, and an iconic moment, which the master and his clearly appreciative pupil enjoyed, particularly on a great night for City it was. Dortmund now needed to score 3, didn't they? I think I'm right in that. As I say, I had foreign commentary on, so I'm just using my head there and thinking, because obviously they had to score 3 unanswered goals then, so surely it was game over. But if Dortmund's heads were down, it was certainly head down now. 80 minutes, another error by Zinchenko, but a cross by Dortmund is headed over. 87 minutes, a good break, should have been 3. Obviously, I think Foden picked it up and we had men spare, but it just came to nothing, unfortunately. Sterling came on for the last 2 or 3 minutes and plus injury time. 4 minutes injury time. I think the VAR check took about 3 and we had subs. So again, probably not as much as it should have been, but at that stage, if a game's over, then perhaps that's fair enough. But yeah, there was enough time still, wasn't there, for a typical Sterling bottle job when he was fed through. His confidence is down there. He needs something. I don't know what it is. Even if he gets a fluky goal, I think he needs consistency of confidence. I don't even a fluky goal and won't sort of cure that at the moment. He's on such a low ebb and it's such a shame. But he should have done better. But he did his usual, where instead of hitting it, he just tried to bring it inside again, and by that time all the Dortmund defenders were back, so there you go. Anyway, full time, 2-1 for City. Ref watch, I thought it was pretty poor, wasn't it? Let's be honest about it. But there's a big but on this one. I'm going to be kind. I'm going to give him the average basic 6 out of 10, because at the end of the day, he gave us the penalty, and all credit to VAR, they didn't overturn it. So I'll go with that. I don't know the specific rules of the law on the ball, the head to, you head it. I believe it's okay at the moment, but obviously he was out of balance, wasn't he? So the fact he headed it down, he was losing balance and he had to put his arm out. Surely it's a penalty, yeah. I mean, I can't see any argument with that. And as I say, I had German commentary, so I couldn't understand it. They weren't overly bothered, the German guys I was listening to. I mean, they seemed okay with it, and not like Bellingham last week. It was, they never shut up about it. And even in German, I could tell what they were going on about. So there you go. Yeah, I'll give him a 6 out of 10. As I said, he was pretty poor, very poor. Some of the refereeing from even in Europe this year has been abysmal. Sometimes it's been quite good, I've thought, over the years, but not great this year. Match stats: shots 10 by Dortmund with 3 on target, 17 by City with 5 on target. Possession 38% for Dortmund, 62% for City. Passes 441 Dortmund, 708 for us. Completion 84% for Dortmund and 90% for City. That's not bad in a high pressure game. We'll need something like that in the next round, won't we? Corners 2 for Dortmund, 11 for City. Yeah, sort of don't remember them corners. Fouls, 7 by Dortmund, 8 by City. Well, yeah, it wasn't a particularly dirty game. I mean, I think Bellingham needed sending off, to be honest with you. I mean, I think he's talented, but and I don't know what Gundogan was having a go at him for. I have no idea. Perhaps we'll find out one day about someone mentioned it might be they'd run out of 99s or something like that for Mr. Whippy, but there you go. Player ratings, yeah, my starting score is going to be a 7, but there are players who get less than a 7 today, because I thought it was a good, efficient performance. But not everyone was quite at it last night, I don't think. And I've seen some high marks from various sources, but I wasn't overly convinced. Yeah, Edison. So we'll start with Edison. This is Mr. Bukowski's description and then his rating. Then I'll add my little 2 pennyworth at the end. Hard to fault for Bellingham's goal, but goalkeepers never like to get so much on the ball and see it go in. Yeah, I don't think he'll be unhappy about it. Little to do otherwise, as the game was played at the other end of the pitch. Yeah, so give him a 6. I'm going to give him a 7. I can't give him less than standard, and it's a bit mean to criticise him for the goal. Walker showed why he was picked ahead of Cancelo with a cool head in the penalty box and his pace getting City out of a number of tricky situations. Yeah, so give him a 7 there, Simon. I'd give him 7.5. I was quite happy with what Walker did last night. I think he did enough, and he used his pace and his physicality to play okay, so I'll give him an extra half point. I think he's worth a 7.5. Stones caught out for the opening goal. He was clinically punished for it. It would be unfair to call it a pattern, but he certainly had better weeks defensively. Yeah, it's a little bit of a worry. Simon's only given him a 5. Yeah, I mean, I've given him a 6. I have given him 1 less. He had no real chance to make amends, did he? He did sort of thrust forward a few times, but yeah, he did get caught. So I wasn't overly impressed with our defence last night, to be honest with you. But as I say, I have only given him a 6, and I think I'm just trying to be perhaps too critical in the hope that these guys will start upping it again, because they will need to, won't they, over the next few weeks. Diaz hardly exempt from responsibility from that incident, but made an important block shortly after Mahrez's penalty to keep City on the lead in aggregate, and he's given a 7. I'd agree with the 7. I thought Diaz, sometimes the last few weeks I thought Stones has been sort of outshining Diaz, but certainly last night Diaz looked the better of the part of the two, to be honest with you, so I give him a 7 as well. Zinchenko never shied away from the action in such a big game. Tidy defensively, not particularly, and contributed in attack more than merit his inclusion. Yeah, he did okay going forward, but defensively, I don't think so. I wasn't overly happy last night. So Simon's given him a 7. I've just given him a 6.5 because of that awful start, and he did okay after that. But I don't think he could make up for what damage he could have done in those opening 10 or 15 minutes, a crucial time, obviously. So I've only given Zinchenko a 6.5. Rodri improved in the second half after a difficult start. He would be grateful that not many teams attack with the intensity that Dortmund do. Yeah, he wasn't overly exposed. Simon's given him a 6. I've given him a 6.5 again, just under. I think he was okay, but again, I want a bit more. I want a bit more from Rodri. I know I usually do, but there you go. I'm greedy. Gundogan, a quiet night in the Sterling season, with his most significant contribution being completely losing his rag with Bellingham in the second half for an unknown reason. Yeah, he's given him a 6. I'm going to give him a 7. I can't give him less than standard, though. That wild shot that hit roll ZZZ of the wall was pretty bad, to be honest with you. But I thought it was okay. I thought, again, he's another player who can up his... we need to up or get the best out of him now in the next few weeks. There's quite a few City players in that position, I think. KDB, a captain's performance again, lead the team well after they went behind. Unfortunately, hit the bar, but kept driving the side on. He's given him an 8. I'd give him an 8. I've echoed that. I'd give him an 8 as well. Not everything worked, but I tell you what, he grafted, and I said, I did mention a couple of games ago, he's looking a bit like a pale Yaya, isn't he? A pale Yaya in his skin tone, obviously, and I'm not on about a pale as in poor player. He's just showing that sort of belligerence and that grittiness, isn't he, to push through. Fantastic. So yeah, I've given him an 8. I thought that was a great performance from Kevin last night. Mahrez did little otherwise, but it takes an elite mentality not just to step up and take a penalty in that situation, but to confidently smash it home. It did. He's given him a 7, as I said. Yeah, it wasn't great. I'm just going to give him 7.5 as well, because he wasn't fantastic, but hey, he's got the kahunas, hasn't he? As Pep would say, he's got them to take that penalty. So all credit to him. Yeah, Mahrez, well done, mate. Foden, very busy again, always scheming to get in behind the Dortmund defence and succeeding better than most of his teammates. A nerveless finish. It was. He just smacked it, and this is it. He took his chance, didn't he, when he had the chance to take it. Simon's given him an 8. Yep, I've given him exactly the same as KDB, so he's my joint highest mark. I've given him an 8. The keeper had to make the save, and he didn't, did he? This is what I've always said about ours. You know, if Walker's going to roll Z, that's no use, is it? Bernardo's going to head wide. It's no use. You've got to hit the target. Make the keeper work, and he made the keeper work, and the keeper failed. So that's what I want. So all credit to Foden. Bernardo, yeah, plenty of scurrying and scampering, but a distinct lack of any threat as the most advanced player in the 11. Yeah, he's given him a 6. I've agreed. You know me, I love Bernardo. He's my namesake, but no, I've given him a 6 as well. I thought it was quite possibly our poorest player last night. It hurts to say it, but I think so. Obviously, Sterling was on too late for Mahrez, wasn't he, to give a mark. So my City's the man of the match. Well, it's between two guys, isn't it, there? I'm not going to give a joint one. I'm not going to bottle it and sit on the fence. I think the graft of KDB just about sort of nicked it from Phil, but it was very, very close between the two. So I'm going to give my Citizen City man of the match for last night's game to KDB. So, but well done, Phil. Post-match quirky stats up to Joe. Here we go. Some interesting ones here. UEFA Champions League history. The side winning the first leg of a knockout stage tie 2-1 at home has been eliminated 15 more times than they progressed 12. So there you go. It's gone up to 13 now, though. We've closed the gap. Mahrez's penalty ended a run of 14 appearances without scoring the UEFA Champions League for City, with this being his first goal in the competition since September 2019 against Shakhtar Donetsk. There you go. Phil Foden is the only second player aged younger than 21 to score in both legs of a UEFA Champions League quarter-final, after Kylian Mbappe in 2016-17 for Monaco against Dortmund. Yeah, Dortmund, they come back to haunt you, these young lads. City boss Pep Guardiola. Oh, how old was Bellingham, by the way? I missed that. Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola has reached his 8th UEFA Champions League semi-final. Let's reach his whatever final, eh? Now the joint most in the history of the competition, alongside Maureen. There you go. Well done, Pep. For only the second time in UEFA Champions League history, two players, Jude Bellingham and Phil Foden, aged younger than 21, have scored in the same knockout game, after the French pair Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele did so during Monaco versus Dortmund in April 2017. There's a pattern with Dortmund, isn't it? Poor things. Stat City tonight's match is Man City's 50th of the season. So far we've won 40, drawn 6, lost 4, scored 110 and let in 30. That's not too bad, is it? City remain the only team that Erling Haaland has faced in the Champions League without managing to score. Oh, bless him. City are now the only team yet to lose a match in this season's Champions League. Fantastic. Let's make it a full house here. Let's go to the end and have that. City have now won 100 away fixtures under Pep Guardiola, played 142, won 100, drawn 18 and lost 24. Goals 4-3-1-3, goals against 120. There you go. City have now had 10 different goal scorers in the Champions League this season. Only in 2016-17 did they have more. We had 11 that season. City have now scored at least 20 goals in all 5 of Pep Guardiola's Champions League campaigns. The club has never managed more than 19 in a single season under any other previous manager. Well, we didn't have many, did we? But there you go. Yeah, conclusions. Dortmund. Yeah, I think they arguably deserved at least a draw in that first leg, didn't they? I think they say you do need luck in the. Let's face it. I don't give it's the Champions League or the Community Shield. You need luck to lift trophies. It's just what it is. And perhaps we were a little bit. I don't think we deserved to lose at the Etihad, but certainly, perhaps we were a little bit grateful for the win, wasn't it? But overall, over the 2 legs, they were far. They were the second best and thoroughly deserved. For City to go through. They're not a bad team. They're in the Premier League. Looking at what we watched, to say they are struggling in the Bundesliga, only 5th, which is a bit below what their standards, if you like. But I think they certainly finished top 8. They could finish top 6. I'm not too sure. Depends how consistent they can do. Obviously, in the sheer pace and week in week out of the Premier League, isn't it? But I think they just want this season to end so they can get the new manager in and start again next season. Then it looks. Doesn't look like Euro qualification is in there. It's certainly out of their hands at the moment, and some other teams have to blow up and they have to do really, really well over the last few games. But they'll start again next season. So that'll be the last we see of Dortmund for a while. Anyway, it won't be the last we hear of certain players from Dortmund, obviously. But there you go. As for City, of course, as I said, it was real character. I think job done. That's probably one of the first times we've come back from losing at half time to actually win a game, so all credit. I mean, I would have been happy with 1-1. I'm delighted with 2-1, obviously, but we don't, as I say, we don't come back from and that's good. Let's hope that continues now. Let's hope we can come back, and like other teams we know not far away who seem to be able to come back quite easily from half-time deficits, we have struggled. So let's hope that carries on. We did deserve it a little bit of luck. I said the referee was poor. I don't think there's anything wrong with that penalty. I think that's thoroughly correct in his decision. So I don't think we were lucky particularly last night. I thought the referee was poor again for both teams. And yeah, the pen, as I said, it wasn't harsh. I think we deserved that. Not sure. I'm not sure the precise rules on this head to butt. I'm sure if his arm's in an unnatural position, all right, he was leaning over, so perhaps it was in a natural position. But the trouble is, he was forced himself into that position, so perhaps that counted against him. I think PSG, we've got to look ahead now to the next one, haven't we? I know we're delighted with that. I'm delighted with that. But PSG will be far tougher opposition, won't they, coming up in the very near future. Obviously, people like Mbappe and the other guy, the other Brazilian diver, whatever he is, I'm not too sure. I'll start looking a bit more at PSG now that we're coming to face them. But I think we've got an okay record against them. I'll be doing my History Boys vlog quite soon on that. But yeah, they will be tougher opposition than Dortmund. So we will have to say a lot of that team, if you look at my ratings there, it was a good, efficient team performance. I thought we did really well overall. But there's a lot of players. There's a lot of players in that starting 11 of City's. The favoured, let's say the favoured 11, 12, 13 players who can be doing a lot better, and they're not. There's probably 4 or 5 in that team the other night who could do better, and they didn't. But fortunately, we had players like KDB and Phil Foden to sort of pull us out of it when we needed it, and that's what you need sometimes. That's what you need. So we will have to take another step up. I think we're, if you go through the gears, I think we're probably only in 3rd gear last night. I think we need to go 2nd and 1st certainly over the next few weeks with some big games. Will he have the staff to do it? That's the thing. Will he have the players, fittage wise and energy level wise, etc. We've got to hope so, but we've got some big games. It's going to be a big ask. It is going to be a big ask, and I think obviously I want to get this league finished, and then obviously my priority. Some people are saying we might be throwing the Carabao Cup because this could come 2 days. Our first leg is 2 days after that. Absolutely ridiculous, and I wouldn't be surprised if we put out our B team in the Carabao Cup, and there's a good chance that'll get beat. But I think we may have to do it. It's horrible, but there you go. And I never thought we'd get the quadruple. The Champions League and the league, and perhaps the FA Cup later in the season will do me. That's a nice little treble there. That'll do me. And if I have to lose it's our Carabao Cup, isn't it? I can't. No, it's ours. It's ours, But hey, there you go. Something may have to give, unfortunately. But yeah, we will have to be a lot better. But all credit to the team for that performance last night. Absolutely fantastic. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in your comments what you thought of the game. I'll be back, of course, with the preview of the Chelsea FA Cup semi-final. And please check out the History Boys feature on City versus Chelsea in the FA Cup that's out there as well. Have a look at that if you get a chance. Only about 15, 20 minutes or something like that. And also check out That Was the Week That Was, that I'm going to be putting together over the next couple of days for City versus Leeds and City versus Dortmund. So, yeah, that was with our little family-friendly quiz, so please check that out. And as I said, don't forget next Monday, 19th of April, BST, British time, between 5 and about 6:30. I can't go on much later because I'll say obviously my late shifts, obviously I had to start tiring and flagging after about 6:30. So, but please join me, even if it's only for a couple of minutes. Just say hello. Come on to the thing and say hello, and hopefully, as I say, fingers crossed, it'll go okay. I think I know what I'm doing, but hey, we live and learn, don't we? There you go. Anyway, thanks for watching. What we're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Till we meet here again on the Citizen channel, or even live one day very soon, please. Just all I ever ask of you is please stay safe, Blues. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.